taking hunting TV to a whole nother level. TP Outdoors Adventures. Look out!
TP Outdoors Adventures, brought to you by Ryan Chevrolet and by TP Outdoors True Value.
Welcome to this week's TP Outdoors Adventures. We're here with 3PJ Outfitters out in Alabama. We're on a quail, pheasant, and chucker hunt today. And I've got three guys that I'm really privileged to be here with today. This is a Pat Ford Adventures Wounded War Hero hunt. I got Johnny Yellick here with me today. Johnny.
Blessed to be here.
Man, I've read a lot of things on the internet about you. If you don't know about these guys, look them up on the internet. You can learn a lot of good stuff because they're true war heroes. And we've got the freedoms in this country today because of guys like these. And I'll get to you just a minute. You got a special story. But Ish, buddy, been on a lot of hunts with you. Killed a lot of deer, ducks, squirrels, whatever. We killed it all. Catfish. You've seen Ish on my show before. Ish is a good friend of mine. But more than that, he's a true American hero. And we're just proud to be here with you today. And then we got Thad Forrester with us. Thad, you're not an American war hero, but your brother is. We lost your brother, you lost your brother a few years ago. You've written a book about it, just an incredible story. I read the book, and I'm privileged to be here in your brother's honor, buddy.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Glad to have you here.
Appreciate it very much. And
we got Charles Jones, he's the one that put this hunt together for us today. Just an awesome man. He invited all y'all down here today to do this hunt. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Absolutely. We're gonna get some good eating when this is all over with.
Yes, sir.
Y'all stay tuned for this week's TP Outdoors Adventures.
Retired Staff Sergeant Johnny Yellick II. Johnny graduated top of his class from Tarleton State University with a BS degree in manufacturing engineering. Being from a family where his mother and father were both active duty Air Force, Johnny felt the calling to become the best of the best in the United States Air Force. Johnny applied and was accepted in Air Force Combat Controller Team training. After 3 years of intense training, he graduated top of his class and was awarded the John Chapman Award. Johnny served multiple tours of duty downrange, bringing justice down on Islamic radicals that threatened U.S. citizens before he was injured on July 6, 2011. Johnny has received the Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Air Medal, and First Oak Leaf Cluster. Staff Sergeant Ish Villegas. Ish is one of a very select few that have received 2 Silver Stars for heroic actions while serving in Afghanistan. In September 2009, Villegas was clearing a road of IEDs when his team was ambushed. Villegas ran 200 feet across an open minefield to achieve a better position from which he could return fire with his personal weapon while calling in air support. As the only JTAC assigned to the Army Special Forces team, Villegas directed precision firepower from artillery, as well as fixed and rotary wing assets, to kill 32 enemy insurgents during a 16-hour firefight and save the lives of his teammates. Ish's second Silver Star citation states that he risked his life from February 6 through 24, 2011 during non-stop energy engagements. In an 18-day mission riddled with trench warfare battles, Ish controlled 400 aircraft that delivered more than 32,500 pounds of precision ordnance. The airstrikes resulted in 21 enemies confirmed killed in action and destroyed 8 fighting positions and 2 communications repeaters. During the mission, Ish gathered intelligence from fortified insurgent positions at great risk. He also protected, covered, then pulled to safety a teammate hit by shrapnel. Thad Forrester is on today's hunt in honor of his brother, Senior Airman Mark A. Forrester, who was killed in action September 29, 2010. Mark Forrester was also a combat controller and close friend to Johnny Yellick and Ish Villegas. Mark Forrester was awarded the Silver Star, Bronze Star with Valor, and Purple Heart. Thad, Ish, and Johnny are on today's hunt in memory of Mark Forrester. Here's a little more info on Mark and the book written about his life.
Hey, how far are we from the objective?
Forrester, you're a natural.
It's a story of battlefront bravery.
Look at him and shoot him! None of this! Shoot him!
An American son called to action by his own faith and his love of freedom. The story of friendships built on the front lines in a fight to win, which brought men together as a family.
You know, Mark always had his helmet cam on, and you could see Mark wasn't scared to put himself out there.
It was Mark's show now.
Not only did he do his job, but he saved part of his team. It was exceptional.
Typically, when the plan goes out the window, you rely on your senior guys. But you gotta ask, who did they rely on? It was on combat controller, Mark Forrester.
My Brother in Arms provides an unprecedented look into Mark Forrester's patriotism for our country, his heroism on the battle lines, and his ultimate sacrifice. It's also a story about character, how a hero was shaped from childhood, guided by faith, galvanized to fight, lead, and win.
My brother and I were close, and immediately after his death, I knew I wanted, it just kind of came to me, I knew I wanted to write a book about his life. I hope the takeaway for Mark as a person is that, yeah, here is a guy who can be strong, stern, courageous. He can also be gentle. He can be sensitive. He can have strong values and morals, and yet still fight and kill evil people.
He had very strong opinions of what he viewed as right and wrong. You know, it's easy to talk and say something, but it's like he lived within his beliefs, and he didn't falter on them the slightest bit. That's one of the things that I'll always remember about him the most.
Hog 5-1, Jag 2-8, handshake.
It's not just the individual service member, but it's the whole family that goes to war, and that's what that book kind of signified to me.
We all spoke about Mark in this light while he was still around. This is nothing new. This is not a eulogy moving forward. We appreciated his presence, and we recognized his greatness while he was still here.
There are a lot of people alive today because of Mark Forrester. I guarantee you that. He was a force multiplier out there, and he was the best I've ever seen.
Life, faith, freedom, and valor. My Brother in Arms. The Exceptional Life of Mark Andrew Forrester. Available online where books are sold.
When you hear the words new truck, it's no surprise your next thought is Ryan Chevrolet. Why? Because Ryan Chevrolet rules the world of trucks in our area. Ryan Chevy always has tons of trucks online and on the lot with the biggest selection of models and options to choose from. More Silverados, more heavy-duty diesels, more mid-size Colorados. And with more trucks comes more savings on the right deal for you.
Thanks again for making Ryan Chevrolet the #1 truck dealer in Northeast Louisiana.
Considering that today's trucks constantly evolve, Consolidated Truck Parts and Service continually invest in the newest equipment, technology, and training to keep us and you at the cutting edge of diagnostics, service, and repair. For example, our state-of-the-art lifting equipment allows our technicians to effectively perform our complimentary 55-point inspection to determine the real cause of the problem. Consolidated Truck Parts and Service. Superior service, superior speed, superior technology.
Nikon's no-fault policy was created for those who continually push the envelope, travel the farthest, stay the longest, brave the most hostile elements. We do our best to deliver on our promise of a lifetime of performance. And we'll stand with you should accidents happen. Trust earned. Nikon.
It's not about how many years you've been around. It's what you've done with that time. At Washita Valley Federal Credit Union, we're 60 years young and growing to better serve our members. Just in time for Sportsman's Tax-Free Weekend, we're offering pre-approvals on all your qualifying purchases, plus half a point off of your interest rate. Get all the gear you need tax-free and a payment plan you can afford. Washita Valley, 60 years young and named one of the top 200 healthiest credit unions.
Pay It Forward hunts like the one today are organized in an attempt to show our wounded American heroes that we as a nation appreciate the sacrifices these men and women have made to ensure the freedoms and security that we all enjoy. Also, these hunts help to heal some of the mental wounds that these heroes have sustained in battle.
They're going to be right in front of her, most of the time about 5 feet in front of her. I just move in 3 wide. Get in front of her, they're going to flush in front of you.
Get it, Thad!
Yeah.
There you go. Good job. No.
If I do it, it's probably going to be right in front of her.
That way.
Shooting shotguns with open sights is a little different than shooting the M15 rifles these guys are trained to fire. I bet after another shot or two, they'll get the hang of these shotguns.
Good shot, buddy. Why am I the only one shooting? They're all flying right.
3PJ Outfitters, they invited y'all down here for a reason, and I know you two guys are wounded warriors and served our country and are just true American heroes. I know y'all don't like me talking about that, but I really think people need to know that. So, and then Thad, you've got a unique story that's just an awesome story, and I want to talk to you a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit, your brother Mark, I think 4 years ago, September, what was the date?
29th.
September 29th, he was killed in action in Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Ish, he had came over and relieved you off your duty, and y'all had served some together, I think. And I really don't know, Johnny, how did you know Mark?
Me and Mark went through training together.
Training together, okay, that's pretty cool. But anyway, you've written a book about him, Thad, to remember your brother and so other people can know what a great person he was, what a great man he was.
Really the main reasons I wrote it is because I wanted, first of all, our family to have a record of Mark's life. And then secondly, so his example could be shared with the world. I mean, the people need to know what kind of men and women we have fighting for us and what they give up to risk their lives for us. They voluntarily choose to serve. And so I wanted Mark's example of commitment and excellence to be shared. And he died in the prime of his life. He was 29 years old. He had a college degree, and he chose to fight terrorists.
You know, I've read the book, and I think he was a Mormon, if I'm not correct. Is that correct?
Right.
And he believed in that strongly, and he wasn't scared. You know, and I've never been in war or even served in the military, but I think when you go over there, a lot of people, I mean, it's a rough world, and he was not afraid to show the other guys his belief, whether they made fun of him or whatever. He believed in his convictions, and he went over and did what he thought was right to protect our country.
Yeah, I think and you'll read in the book is he was not a judgmental or preachy kind of guy. I think these two teammates would agree, but he had standards that he upheld no matter what the circumstance was, especially when you're other side of the world. I can imagine very stressful situations. You could lower your standards and act differently than maybe you do around your family.
You would have to, it seems like, almost. I mean, it's just a whole different world over there.
Yeah, so, and you know, who knows exactly. I mean, he could have been a little different, but he upheld his standards. Right. And so that consistency in his beliefs, I think, was important.
And when I read that book, that's one of the things that came across to me.
Who was the vice president that shot that?
Cheney.
Cheney. I could see how Cheney could shoot somebody.
He's on.
He's on?
He's on.
It's here. Sportsman's Tax-Free Weekend, September 4th through 6th at TP Outdoors. No tax, plus 24 months, no interest on our entire selection. Doors open at 7 a.m. with tax-free weekend savings on Big Dog Foxhound 16-foot ladder stand, $59.97. Carbon Express X-Force 350 crossbow, $288. Tangle-free Mallard decoys, $27.88 a dozen. TP Outdoors Superstore, Briard Monroe, Mill Street, West Monroe.
It's TP Outdoors.
Trust is high. Roll the film, let's see why.
I believe in the program here at JD Byrider. This day and time with all the financial problems, we understand that bad things happen to good people. And I like to be able to help someone to get into a quality vehicle and give them the opportunity to rebuild and reestablish their credit.
JD Byrider.
It's the way to
Go.
Ish, I know you've been on the show a lot of times, but we've never really sat down and talked about where you served and how many times you've been over and fought for us.
I've done 7 tours to Afghanistan and 1 to Iraq, and then a couple to other places in the world. But it's been a long ride. I've been doing it for about 17 years. I got a desk job now, but you know, I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, I've talked to you about your desk job a little bit, and you act light about it, but you're over there today. You're making sure that the right guys get trained to do the things that y'all did, and make sure that they're strong enough to go and do what needs to be done, so maybe they won't get killed. I mean, if you send the wrong guy in that doesn't have the right mental aptitude or mental toughness, he won't survive over there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we try to do our best. We mentor these young guys coming in, and we try to prepare them as best we can to get them started on the right foot and be successful with their career. Wait, smiling or no smiling?
What do we? No smile.
Yeah,
no smile.
no smile.
Seriously.
As you can see, today's hunt is about these guys having a good time and healing with brothers in the great outdoors. Looks like Ish and Johnny are doing both.
Oh, we gotta do the handshake. Oh yeah, get this one. All right.
Push it too many pencils.
During my last deployment, we got into about a 3-week running gunfight, and it was pretty bad. Half my team was wounded. Our partner forces took a lot of casualties. We had an RPG go off right in front of myself and another Army Green Beret, and I didn't have any iPro glasses on me at the time, and most of the blasts hit me on the right side of my face, and the overpressure from the RPG caused a bubble in the back of my eye, and I lost part of my vision. And other than that, it's just been concussions, a couple of broken bones. And
she's a biggin.
That's a keeper.
This quail has decided it might be safer in a tree where the dogs can't find him.
I know you mentioned before when we were talking that you possibly have broken bones, arms, legs, whatever, when you're in the middle of combat, and you just don't stop. You got to keep going. There's too many people that depend y'all are a specialized job that when you go in, there may be only one of y'all with this team, and nobody else can do your job. I mean, if you have to get out of there, you got to wait for somebody else to come in, maybe, and so you just keep on fighting.
Yes, sir.
And that's about battle rattle.
Yeah, that's true for a lot of our guys.
Sustained.
A lot of our men and servicewomen out there, they sustain a lot of injuries, but we're doing our job out there. We're doing our part, and we don't want to come home. We don't want to leave our counterparts behind. Like, we're there, and we want to stick it out with them. So there's a lot of folks out there with injuries that have never reported it, and they just keep on going. They suck it up and they keep going.
Yeah, that's a true American hero, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Since when did a snipe become a real bird?
Snipe's always been a real bird. The word sniper comes from being able to shoot such a small, agile bird from a long distance. So if you could hit a snipe, you're a sniper.
I was searching for this bird.
The guys stop for a photo and get photo bombed by a quail. Mr. Charles Jones, our host for this hunt, has arrived with a fresh bird dog. Charles served in the United States Army in the Vietnam War. He contacted us at Warrior Hunts of Northeast Louisiana Veterans Association and offered to host this hunt. Charles Jones, Vietnam War hero, paying it forward. Sir, you are an awesome American.
We're celebrating Toyota's annual clearance sales event at Ronnie Ward Toyota of Ruston. Save on a new in stock 2015 Camry LE now $4,000 off or $199 per month. Choose $2,000 off new 2015 in stock Corolla LE Automatic or $169 per month. Today at Ronnie Ward Toyota of Ruston, I-20 Frontage Road North, or visit RonnieWardToyotaofRuston.com.
Toyota of Ruston, drive your dream, live to drive.
It's here! Sportsman's Tax-Free Weekend, September 4th through 6th at TP Outdoors. No tax, plus 24 months, no interest on our entire selection. Doors open at 7 a.m. with tax-free weekend savings on tangle-free mallard decoys, $27.88 a dozen. Stack-On Elite 24 Fire Safe, $566. Get a Taurus Judge for $449 and get a free Heritage Rough Rider 22. TP Outdoors Superstore, Briard Monroe, Mill Street, West Monroe.
It's TP Outdoors.
This is the best story.
Okay,
and
so
you already know it.
So the back of the book, there's a picture of this flag, and this is the flag that Mark had wrapped around his front chest armor, and he was wearing it in honor of Dad. He was going to send it to him and say, here's a flag in combat, and he was wearing one around his back too for our brother Joseph. And when Mark was shot, he was shot through the forearm and into the upper chest, and the bullet actually fragmented on his front plate here, and part of it singed into the flag and fused it together. Basically, the flag folded up, and then the rest went to his heart, obviously. So when some of Mark's teammates were going through his gear, sometime later, they were trying to unfold the flag to fold it up properly, and they noticed it was stuck together, and they saw what had happened. So they got it to us very quickly, and we actually had it before the funeral, I believe. So this is a picture of it, and there's where the bullet was. We keep that, of course, as a very sacred piece of that last day. But a backstory to that is our brother Joseph had wanted to send a flag to Mark and say, hey, why don't you fly this from your vehicle and send it back to me. I want a flag that was flown in combat. And Mark said, hey, brother, I could probably send you one with some holes in it. And he kind of left it alone. But then when he sent the flags, he said, hey, brother, I don't want any holes. Oh, Mark said, hey, you know what, I'm going to wear it. I'm going to pack it, wrap my armor around it instead. And Joseph said, hey, brother, I don't want any holes in this one. And that was
what he was referencing by the holes in it is that if it's flying behind the vehicle, a lot of bullets are flying around, and usually you'll get back from the mission and see that there are some holes in it. So
yeah. Did I leave anything out on that?
No, you can't mess that up.
Oh, right here. I got some feathers right here. Yep, here he is. Whoa! Dang it!
Don't come back!
I didn't believe in the country. I just had to watch it. It was beautiful. Is there another one, maybe? I'm gonna come toward you, Ed. Dead right there. Fetch it up, dead. That's a good boy. Let's go. Go, Rock. Fetch it up.
Well, folks, we're all out of time for this week's show, but tune in next week for the continuation of our Alabama Wounded Warrior Pay It Forward adventure. If you would like to learn more about Senior Airman Mark Forrester, we recommend that you check out his webpage at markaforrester.com. You can also purchase the book, My Brother in Arms, on Mark's website or on Amazon.com.
My Brother in Arms, ranked 5 stars on Amazon, hailed by readers as an amazing biography, personal and authoritative, inspiring. Many readers believe there's no better role model than Mark Forrester.
We just got to write a story about a man like this who's a patriot, and there's lots of other people, in the world that love their country and have died fighting for it. So in that way, a lot of people can relate, but I knew the kind of character my brother had, and I wanted to share it with the world. I hope the book exposes people to combat controllers and who they are and what they do. I hope it also makes people realize the great men and women fighting for all of our freedoms. And maybe to cause some deep thought as to what makes these men and women want to risk their lives for all of us, for people that they don't know.
Life, faith, freedom, and valor. My Brother in Arms, The Exceptional Life of Mark Andrew Forrester. Available online where books are sold. Learn more at www.markaforrester.com, where you can join the Mark Forrester Foundation and keep his legacy inspiring our young people today.
When you hear the words new truck, it's no surprise your next thought is Ryan Chevrolet. Why? Because Ryan Chevrolet rules the world of trucks in our area. Ryan Chevy always has tons of trucks online and on the lot with the biggest selection of models and options to choose from. More Silverados, more heavy-duty diesels, more mid-size Colorados. And with more trucks comes more savings on the right deal for you.
Thanks again for making Ryan Chevrolet the #1 truck dealer in Northeast Louisiana.